Hello and welcome back to the Novice Lumberjack, where I have been busy. I got a lot going on. Trying to sell my mom's property up in Kentucky. I just got back from there about a week ago. Not hearing from that realtor like I expect. I just got off the phone with my realtor here for this property in Atlanta. We are still making moves to put this place on the market, but it's a big place and it's a lot. This is what a pain in the ass. This is a total pain in the ass for me. Um, so life is kind of upside down for me right now, but I'm still chugging, still getting things done. And thank you guys very much for those of you out there that are still watching my channel and not religiously, but you're there. You're there. Thank you guys. Oh, so we're still trying to decide if we're even moving. If we get an offer that we like, then yeah, it's happening. But our house might be on the market for a year. I don't know. It's big, and so it's a lot of money, and it's the amount of people that would want to buy a place like this is pretty small. It's probably going to be a developer that wants to look at it and purchase it and just smash everything down flat and build a whole bunch of cookie cutter houses. I don't care. As long as I get the money that I want, then, or that we want, then I'll be happy. But we're constantly looking at like, where are we going to go? And, whenever this stuff becomes real, then we have to look at stuff like, well, like my wife, she's got a really good job. She's got a good job, but things have changed there for her. But she has, all the health care and things of that nature. And so we're like, okay, so what are we going to do? And I called about Obamacare and they hung up on me. So I guess the basics with that is if you have insurance already, they don't even want to talk with you. They're not going to waste their time on you. If you don't have insurance, that's whenever they can talk to you and give you an estimate. But the best guess at an estimate that I got was through the Google AI, and they told me it would be like between $300 and $1,100 a month, something like that for one person. I'm like, geez, that's which is it? I mean, that's a pretty steep estimate right there. And it's varying greatly, So we're like, should we be doing this? I don't know. One of us is going to have to get a job for healthcare purposes and stuff. And so a lot of stuff to think about. And Bodie is busy. And I got a haircut today. And while it looks fine, the woman just decided to do what she wanted, not what I wanted. And so I'm like, I comb it back, but now it's too short. I'll just look like Sonic the Hedgehog. Things that Bodie worries about. Anywho, so what's going on with chainsaws these days? Honestly, not a whole lot. A little bit here and there, and I've been trying to get my Sawfest stuff kind of dialed in, and I've kind of just like accepted that I won't get done the things that I want to get done for Sawfest. Like, for example, that is my 2165, right? And I ran that last year, did good, but I think there's more in it, and so I was wanting to either go back in it or more likely build that one. That is the stolen 2171, and I was going to turn it into the new 4Cube racer. I still will, but this is looking like that's probably going to happen next year. So I'll just be running the lineup other than Darkness, which is down there on the bottom right there. Darkness will probably be the only new saw that I'm running this year. The rest will just be all the same stuff that I ran last year, which is fine. They did well. I was the biggest problem. I had a couple times that I messed up. I might run Hellboy instead of Bobby Boucher. It depends. Like the bigger the CC class or cube class, the bigger the wood tends to be. But if they're running, 15-inch wood, let's say, in the 5 cube class, well, Hellboy will probably outrun Bobby Boucher in the smaller wood. So I'll probably just run Hellboy. But we'll see. It'll be so close. I might just run Bobby Boucher just because Bobby Boucher. Bobby Boucher is cool. You know what I mean? But like I had planned on going into Bobby Boucher and the piston, just cutting a little dish in it to relieve some of the compression, because I feel like the compression is slowing it down. But I just don't have time to do it right now. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. As far as anything that's new and exciting for my saws for SawFest, here it is. Look closely, because I'm not gonna show you much. There you go. All right. I still haven't done the 366 Racer yet. I mean, it's in a box right there, but I've still got to mess with the carburetor some more, and I'll likely get to that before SawFest, because I really want to run that, but I'm trying to make it run on nitro, and we'll see. But the other thing that you saw, that's Peter Frampton. And Peter Frampton is the Poulan Pro 4620 or the Poulan Pro 295. They're pretty much the same exact saw, just a different muffler. That's all they really were. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. I don't know if it's going to run, and I definitely don't know if it's going to be fast, but it's going to be different. And the reason I'm not showing much of it is because I don't want anybody to copy me. I want at least 1 year where I'm the first person and the only person to do what I'm doing. I'm like whenever I won the Wild Thing challenge, or the cheap saw challenge, but the Poulan Wild Thing, I ran nitrous, and I was the first person to do that there. Stuff has probably been done before, but well, then the very next year, 8 people did it, which is cool. I'm totally cool with that. I don't feel like anybody's a copycat. I learn from others and utilize their ideas and try and make it better. That's all fine. But, the first time out, the first showing, I'd like it if I was the only one. So that's why I'm not showing many people. I'm keeping it pretty close to my chest. And this video is just going to be titled, updates. And so only the really, all you cool guys are going to watch it, not like the world's not going to watch it. Like whenever I actually put that Peter Frampton a video about what I've done to it, it'll likely get a lot of views. And so I don't want anybody to have a chance and the time to come up with it and copy me before I even get to do a race with it. So, but I will say this, it requires a fuel pump. And I went through 2 of these. One, I already had it for something else, and it worked, and then it went bad, right? And so I got another one, and this one works. However, I'm trying to run it off of 2 9-volt batteries, and for whatever reason, either, if I run them in series with each other, then we're getting, what is that, 18 volts and it'll run, but whenever it comes to pumping fuel, it's just not even doing it. And so if I run them in parallel, again, it'll run, but it's just like not even doing it. It's just not even moving any fuel. So I'm like, what the crap? Well, I had a one of these, a Holly that I had. I had an old International Scout, and I had one of these on it pumping fuel, and it's only capable of 4 to 7 psi, so it shouldn't overpower the carburetor. Um, let's see, what else can I tell you? Um, oh, but this one, the old one, this is the new one. I'll get to that. I hooked it up to the 9-volt batteries, and any which way I did it, series or parallel, it was like tuk, 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 tuk. It pumped really well. Okay, so why did I get another one of these? Because the fuel line that I'm using barely goes over. I have to heat it up and everything, and force it to go over the nipples on that, and because like those are 3/8 nipples and something, and anyways, I'm really trying to force a small fuel line over top of those nipples. And well, at one point I was pulling it off, and I thought, or I was pushing on. I was like, I'm going to put a little bit of air pressure on here to make that fuel line swell and push it on there. Whenever I do, it just blew the pump apart. I was like, oh God. And so that means I had to turn around and buy another. This is like $65 ish. So I bought another one of these. This is what I'll be using. And I just haven't gotten around to it. I've been all over the place today, just running. So, yeah, Peter Frampton is going to have a great big honking external fuel pump to pump the fuel. What else can I tell you? The dyno build. I ordered, there's this guy, he's on YouTube, he's called Dirty Elbows Garage, and he has built a really nice dyno, small engine dyno, and I believe he's an engineer, or he's an engineering student, I don't know for sure, but he's built a really nice small engine dyno. And he put it all together in a big plan. And all of the pieces, the brackets that you've got to weld together to build this thing and stuff, the whole layout, he put it on Etsy. And so you can buy the whole plan for $44. And so I was like, okay, that's way better than me trying to figure out which parts I need. So I went ahead and I purchased that and I downloaded it. And I'm missing one part. Anyways, I emailed him and he messaged me back and stuff, and so we should be good to go with that. But he made, I think they're DXF files for CAD, and so I'm going to email all of those files to a water jet company that's here in Atlanta. They said the turnaround's about 5 days to get everything cut, and that way I'll just be able to weld it all together and build it in that fashion. It'll save me a lot of time, and I've learned that if it can save me time, then it's more likely to get finished, because whenever a project gets too big and I get overwhelmed, I just leave it. It happens a lot. So, but the dyno build has officially started, and at this point I have officially spent $44. So I don't know how much that water jet stuff is going to cost. I'm expecting around $500. And you know, then the real, like the bulk of the framework, I'll just make out of square tubing and it'll be fine. I'll just cut it myself, and once that's built and put together, then I got to buy the software stuff. And the software stuff, I'll be using this, I think it's called DIY Dyno. I think they're out of Sweden. And the software is actually free, but the hardware is like, I think it's like $1,500 for all of it. But the dyno has officially started, and we will see if I'll be able to get that together and have a cool dyno, you know. That's it. But anyways, that's probably enough for this video. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing well. I'm just busy as can be. And I've been thinking about doing a video specific for how I got my elbow better, which I'm, at this point, I think officially an old man. I'm not a senior citizen, but you know, I am quickly coming up on 48 years old. My body is not what it used to be. If you guys think that you're going to dodge that bullet, you're going to be the first person in history to not age. You're mistaken, okay? So it's an odd thing. Like I felt it just the other day whenever I was using the Makita 6100. That's a big heavy chainsaw, and I had a big heavy 24-inch bar on it. Okay, I could feel it in my elbow. Yep, my joints ain't what they used to be, but I can tell you how I pretty much got this one better. Now it's still going to be fragile. All of my joints are. You know, I've led a very hard life with a lot of motocross and stuff like that. I've been very hard on my body. Lots of wrecks. Man, I'm telling you. So I'll just tell you in this video briefly, there's this oil that my mother-in-law makes. Comfrey. Okay, there we go. I got it out. So she makes it. She takes actual comfrey and takes olive oil and mixes it up. But you can go to Amazon.com and buy just comfrey oil, right? And you rub it on there. And the stuff that my mother-in-law made, it may be super strong. I don't know. You may have different things. But whenever my elbow was hurting, I'm not kidding you. I'm not trying to sell any products here. And I used it over and over and over again. I think all of those like witch remedies are stupid. I don't believe in any of them. So I was extremely judgmental, and I just put it on just to pacify her, right? Just to be nice and friendly to my mother-in-law, who's going, I think this will work. Like, she likes making these little tinctures is what she calls them. And I put it on, and before I was done rubbing, you know, we're talking seconds, I had immediate relief. Immediate relief. So if you have anything like that going on in your knees, anything, look for comfrey oil. It offers immediate relief. I couldn't believe it. I was just blown away. She puts a little bit of larch resin in there as well, but that's really just to kind of make it thicker, I think, and make it smell good. And I got Dragon Claw. It's an herbal supplement that's supposed to be good for your joints, and glucosamine. And I've stayed on a steady regiment of that stuff, and it's likely I will be on it for the rest of my life. I got 1 Dragon Claw and 2 glucosamine every morning and every evening. And then being over there in Germany and having nice rest. And even whenever I came back, I kept with the rest, had to rest it and everything. Really, really helped. And so, anyways, just a little something for you guys. Comfrey oil, glucosamine, and Dragon Claw. And my joints, they feel better now than they have in a very long time. But they're still weak. There is no real fix. I'm getting old, you know. But maybe I need to get testosterone supplements, you know, because I think that if you got more of that stuff, you're just better and stronger all over. And maybe I need to look into that. But yeah, I was thinking about doing a separate video about that, just to really show the products and everything. If you guys want me to do it, just put it in the description. If not, if you think I told you enough, then say, nah, we don't need it. Later, guys.